So today I am going to discuss laws of refraction of light. That already you know laws of reflection of light. So in the previous session we discussed laws of reflection of light. So see here, first law, incident ray, reflector ray and normal ray at the point of incidence all lie in same plane. So here also apply the first law as it is here, but in the place of reflector ray simply here refractor ray. So incident ray, refractor ray and normal ray at a point of incidence lies in the same plane. So this is the first law of refraction of light. So read this one: incident ray, refractor ray, normal ray at the point of incidence all lie in same plane. Next, see here, second law of reflection of light. We know already, it is very famous law. That is, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. That means if angle of incidence is 30 degrees, angle of reflection also 30 degrees. So angle I and angle are equal. But here, see here, the incident ray makes an angle with normal. This is angle of incidence. The refractor ray makes an angle with normal. This is angle of refraction. So during the time of reflection of light, I is equal to R. Here I is equal to R. This I and this R are equal. No, here light is bending. Here light is bending and incident ray and reflector ray lies in different mediums. Here incident ray and reflector ray lies in same medium and here only light is bounces back. But here light is entering into another medium, it is changing its direction of light. That's why here I is not equal to R. I is not equal to R. Then how I and R are related? So the scientists did so many experiments. See here, one medium is air, another medium is glass. See here, this is incident ray. So draw a normal. So here also I am drawing a normal. See here normal. Here also draw a normal. Incident ray. See here air to glass. So right ray bends towards the normal. So this angle is I. This angle is R. So this is I1. This is R. Next here. So increase here. Simply I am increasing the I. Now this time angle of incidence is I2. If angle of incidence increases, angle of refraction also increases. This is R1. So this is R1. So this is R2. So again increase the angle of incidence here. Now this time this angle is I3. The angle of refraction also increases. This is R. See here how I and R are related. See here during reflection time I is equal to R. Then how here during the time of refraction how I and R are related. See here, suppose they started I1 is equal by R1 is equal to I2 by R2. So this relation is not equal. Then they did I1 by I1 square by I2 square is equal to R1 by R2. So this is also not correct equation. So finally, after doing so many experiments, the fellow, his name is Snell, he given a fantastic relation. See here, here I1, R1. So he applied sign for I1 by, he applied sign for R. Okay now? So this is equal to, he observed that, so a refracted ray, see this is a refractor ray is in glass, so refractive index of glass with respect to A. So this value you know already, this is 1.5. So sin I1 by sin R1 is equal to 1.5. Then he applied same here, sin of I2 by sin of R2 is equal to refractive index of glass by A. It is also equal to 1.5. So he applied here also sin I3 by sin R3 is equal to refractive index glass by A. It is also equal to 1.5. That means in all these three cases, he finds that, see here, in all the three cases, see here, sin I1 by sin R1 1.5 is equal to sin I2 by sin R2 is equal to sin I3 by sin R3. In all cases, its value is equal to 1.5. Sin I by sin R1 1.5, sin I2 by R2 equal to 1.5, sin I3 by R3 also equal to 1.5. That means this 1.5 is nothing but a constant. So the ratio of sin I by sin R is equal to constant. So write that one, sin I by sin R is equal to constant. But what is this constant? This constant is nothing but a refractive index of glass with respect to A. That means here we are increasing the angle of incidence, and observe angle of refractions also changing in each case. But in each case, the value is not changing. See here, that means sin I by sin R ratio in each case is 1.5. That means this constant value does not depend on angle of incidence and angle of refraction. Whatever may be the angle of incidence and angle of refraction, always sin A by sin R ratio is constant. This constant is called refractive index of glass with respect to A here. That means this value is not changing, whatever may be the angle of incidence and angle of refraction. So this is always remains constant because it is related to pair of media. If pair of media remains same, it means this pair of media remains same, sin A by sin R is equal to constant. This constant is equal to refractive index of glass with respect to A here. So this is given by Snell's law. Snell's law is nothing but sin A by sin R is equal to constant, and this constant is nothing but refractive index of one media with respect to other media. Suppose here write any one media. See here, here I am writing. This is medium 1, this is medium 2. So this is normal ray, this is I, this is R. Then right here, we know very well, apply sin for this sin I by sin R. Sin I by sin R is equal to, where is the refracted ray? Into by 1. This is equal to, we can write refracted 2 with respect to 1. This is Snell's law. Snell's law. Sin I by sin R is equal to refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. So sin I by sin R ratio remains same until the pair of medium remains same. If pair of medium is not changing, this ratio also does not changes. That means by changing the angles, this value changes? No. That means here refractive index of medium does not depend on angles. Whatever may be the angles, always this ratio is constant. See here, if you apply simply, here I am writing is in easy way, a short trick. Simply write as, here what is the angle I? What is the refractive index? U1. Simply write here U1 sin. See in this video angle is I. For angle apply sin. So sin I. In this medium, what is the refractive index? U1. So simply U1 sin A. See here, in this medium, what is the angle? R. For that R, apply sin R. In this medium, what is the refractive index? U2. So write in front of sin. So this is equal. So this is Snell's law. So this is a shortcut for this. See here, if you cross multiply U1 sin I, U2 sin I. See here, both are same. So this is the short trick for Snell's law. Let's see here, already you know refractive index is inversely proportional to speed of light. That means by knowing the refractive indices, we can calculate ratio of speeds. By knowing the ratio of speeds, we can calculate ratio of refractive indices in the previous session. But Snell's law given by knowing the angles, angle of incidence and angle of refraction, by knowing the angles, we can calculate refractive indices of mediums. How means that is sin I by sin R is equal to refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. That means by knowing the angles also we can calculate refractive indices of the mediums. Simply if you know the angles, for angles apply sine, then easily we can find the ratio of refractive indices. Here by knowing the ratio of speeds of light we calculated refractive indices. This time Snell is given by knowing the angles also we can calculate refractive indices. See here now. See here one problem. See the problem. Angle of incidence is given 60 degrees and find angle of refraction. See here data is given refractive index of air is 1 and refractive index of medium is √2. See here, if angles is given, then refractive indexes are involved, then use Snell's law. Once again I am repeating, if angles are given and refractive indices are known, then connect these by Snell's law. Already you know the trick. See here I am finding R. Already you know the trick. What the trick? Here what is the medium here? A. First write refractive index of that medium, UA. Here what is the angle? 60. For that apply sine. So sine 60. Next is equal. Here what is the refractive index of medium? UM. Here what is the angle? R. For that angle apply sine. So this is Snell's law. Simply write refractive index of air value 1. Sin 60 you know already. Sin 60 is √3 by 2 is equal to refractive index of medium is √3. Calculate sin R. So we know very well √3 gets the answer. This is equal to 1 by 2 is equal to sin R. 1 by 2 means nothing but sin 30. Sin 30 is equal to sin R. Then R is equal to 30 degrees. This is the answer. Okay, Nana? Understood this problem? See here once again I am explaining this problem simply. Here medium is UA. So write first that medium UA. Here angle is 60. For the 60 apply sin 60 is equal. Here medium is UM. Here angle is R. For that apply sin R. So then calculate. So here R is equal to 30 degrees. Next to find deviation. Delta means here deviation. So deviation means already we know this is the actual path of incident. So with how much angle the original incident ray deviates. See this is the refracted. The angle between original path of incident ray and refracted. This angle is deviation. deviation. Already we know very well, in this medium the angle is 60 degrees and we calculated R value is 30 degrees. So here 60, here 30. Which angle is greater? 60 is greater. So this is in which medium? Air is in which medium? Rarer medium. So this is a medium, means this is denser medium. It means light ray is travelling from rarer to denser. When light ray travels from rarer to denser, we know deviation formula I minus R. I is how much here? 60. Minus R is how much here? 30. So deviation is equal to 30 degrees. So this is the answer for deviation. So your angle of refraction is 30 degrees. Angle of deviation is 30 degrees. Right. Now see here second problem. Second problem is here. The light ray is travelling from air to glass. Next. Here light ray is travelling from glass to air. Air to glass, glass to air. See here, and this is the interface between two surfaces. It is a plane surface. If angles is given and refractive indices is given, then apply Snell's law. Already we know, apply Snell's law. But before going to this, here see here this angle is R. This angle is R. So here what is the angle? Observe these two angles. These two angles, if you reverse it, so this is looks like a Z or not? Okay. So this is R means, this is also how much? R. Alternate angles. So here R, here also. Then the light ray is now entering from glass to air, and this is E. E means here angle of emergence. Then apply Snell's law in each case. Here I apply. Here what is the refractive index? Mu A. What is the angle here? I. So sin I. Sin I is E. Here what is the medium? Glass. So mu G. What is the angle here? Angle here R. So sin R. See here, for this surface, this is the angle of incidence, this is the angle of refraction. Okay, Rana? Right. This is equation 1. Next, for this surface, this is the angle of incidence. No, for this surface, this ray is incident ray, this ray is refracted ray. So, this is the angle of incidence for this surface. This is the angle of refraction for this surface. Now apply here. Here what is the medium here? Mu G. What is the angle here? What is the angle here? R. So apply that. Sin R is equal to. So what is the medium here? A. So A. Mu. What is the angle here? E. So sin A. So this is equation 2. Then see here. Mu A sin A, mu G sin R. Mu G sin R equal to mu A sin. So in the place of mu G sin R, these two are equal, then these two are equal. Then we can write mu A sin I is equal to mu A sin E. So mu A gets cancelled, then sin I is equal to sin E. So sin gets cancelled, then I is equal to E. It means here how much angle is there? Here also same angle. Suppose here angle is 30 degrees. Here also angle is 30 degrees. Why means here light ray is entering from air to glass. Air to glass. With how much angle it is entering? Suppose it is entering with 30 degrees. Air to glass. Now see here, if you reverse the path of light, now the light is entering from air to glass only. Air to glass only. So here mediums, air glass. Here if you reverse the path of the light ray entering from air to glass. So here also air to glass. So if it enters 30 degrees, here also it enters 30 degrees. That's why the angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. This is very important. Very important.